shirt. Until you're sniffing on it, I was like, okay, it was bug. I was gonna let you get eaten. Not on purpose.
You don't have to. How long will it take 2 months ago? 3 months ago? 5? Easy.
Chris Black is running for state senator, or state representative. Hey, Chris. How are you?
Well, it's good to see you all, man.
Go ahead. Sit right here. I'll go red Joe's here. Oh, man, go ahead. I'm saying all about that. I won't buy too hard.
I think you just taught me something about marriage.
All right, let's call it to order. Welcome to Victory, everyone sign in.
If everyone signed up, get up here.
Okay, Michaela, our normal clerk is in the hospital, so Deborah's going to, fill in on taking care of that. Some of the things we'll have to table until next week before signing of bills and, move that to our next meeting, or we'll have a special meeting to do that next week. All right, we roll call.
Deborah Hawthorne.
All right, let's read the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay, minutes of monthly meeting, April 13th, 2026. Meeting was called to order, we had roll call. Donald Booth, Harley Carter, Deborah Hawthorne, Colton Bone, and Michaela Flowers as clerk. Quorum was met. Visitors were Gary Inslee, Eric Lewis, Shasta Stewart, and Samuel Stewart. Item number 4, minutes of the March 9th, 2026 meeting were read by Michaela Flowers, town clerk. A motion was made by Harley Carter to approve the minutes, seconded by Deborah Hawthorne. All vote aye. Motion carried. Item 5, fire department report. Fire Chief Gary Inslee reported that the decals had been installed on the newly acquired brush truck. The department is currently installing the lights and additional hoses. The skid pump has already been mounted on the truck. Chief Inslee expects that the truck will be ready to put in service within the next week. Choctaw Nation awarded a $1,000 grant to the Millerton Fire Department for equipment and supplies. Chief Inslee stated the county account balance is around $60,785. The truck taken to auction sold for $1,450, even though there was a reserve or minimum bid placed on the truck. Brinkley said the only resolution they had was to give the commission back, since the person who bought the truck would not stop and turn around. Item 6, Police Department report. Police Chief Eric Lewis reported that we are still waiting on the grant from International Paper, which is meant to help with the purchase of the new police vehicle. He also informed the board that he is working with Motorola on a grant to purchase new radios. He is also in communication with Axon, that's AXON, about a taser program, since the grant cannot be given for anything that has a trigger. They offer a program, pay an annual fee of $1,299.99 for 5 years. After 5 years, the equipment is yours. During the time, they will repair and problems, take care of supplies and tech support at no additional fee. After the 5 years, the contract can be renewed or canceled. Chief Lewis also stated he is working on a grant with OMAG and Axon for body cameras. Chief Lewis said Tent City is moving out and cleaning up the place. He has not been able to contact Vernon Neal, but was aware he informed the people at his property they needed to vacate. Mayor asked Chief Lewis to purchase code enforcement ticket books as well as warning books. Those have been received. Court Clerk Michaela Flowers informed the board that we had 26 tickets for the April court docket and 42 tickets on the docket for May already. Item 7. Discussion was had about the GeoSafe query. Chief Lewis said it is $6 per officer monthly and a $300 annual fee, which breaks down to $31 per officer employed with the Millerton Police Department. GeoSafe will supply a terminal that will allow the officer to be able to run license and insurance without having to contact the Sheriff's Department. Doing so will save time and get the officer and person stopped off the side of the road faster. Also, by purchasing this program, it has a feature to print tickets instead of having to handwrite tickets. Chief Lewis personally purchased a ticket printer that is compatible with the GeoSafe program for $895.57. Chief Lewis said it will save the department money in the future, and that Hochtown Police Department would donate paper rolls, which would save the town money. The court clerk, Michaela Flowers, then informed the board that the electronic ticket would work with the newly purchased court software and would take out the manual entry process of the tickets, saving time and possible errors. Arlie Carter made a motion to approve the GeoSafe query, and Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Mayor Booth discussed with board members about reimbursing Chief Lewis the $895.57 he paid for the mobile ticket printer. Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to reimburse Chief Lewis. Arlie Carter seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 8. Discussion was had to remove Caleb Pitts from all bank accounts at McCurtain County National Bank. Arlie Carter made a motion to approve the removal of Caleb Pitts from McCurtain County National Bank accounts. Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Discussion was had, item 9. Discussion was had to either utilize the Millerton Municipal Court account or close it. Arlie Carter made a motion to close the account. Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 10. Discussion was had to get checks made and use the Millerton Police Department account or close it. Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to close the account. Arlie Carter seconded the motion. All voted aye. before we receive statements and make transfers. Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to approve Michaela Flowers to have an online login to manage all bank accounts. Carly Carter seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 12, discussion about selling the town work truck was had. It was stated that it was too big for what the town needed. Carly Carter made a motion to approve selling the town work truck. Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 13, discussion was had about purchasing a sign closing South Main Street to trucks over 10 tons, since we have an ordinance in place that already prohibits trucks over 10 tons. They have torn up the road, and because of that, they have overturned trucks. Carly Carter made a motion to approve the purchase of the sign and enforcement of the town ordinance going forward. Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 14, review and vote to approve or disapprove expenses paid or to be paid. Motion to approve expenses made by Deborah Hawthorne. Deborah Hawthorne seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. B, town clerk Michaela Flowers asked for clarification on the new $250 sewer tap fee. The board informed the town clerk that the money is considered a one-time activation or connection fee not to be connected by the Millerton Public Works Authority, but that you are connection into the town of Millerton sewer line. The $250 tap fee is to be deposited into the Millerton Public Works account. C, Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to approve the TASER program through Axon for the Millerton Police Department, $1,299.99 a year for 5 years. Holly Carter seconded the motion. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item D, McCurtain Daily Gazette sent a letter that they did not receive payment for invoice 94545 and 94681 in the amount of $464.80. Check number 005354 was mailed on February 8, 2026. The board asked me to place a stop check payment for $25 and write a new check to replace it. Item 17, Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to adjourn the town meeting at 7:18 p.m., seconded by Marty Carter. All voted aye. Motion carried. Public Works Authority meeting to follow the regular board meeting. Item 1, meeting was called to order. Item 2, visitors were Gary Inslee, Eric Bush, Shasta Stewart, Samuel Stewart. Item 3, roll call. Donnie Booth, Harley Carter, Deborah Hawthorne, and Michaela Flowers as town clerk. Quorum, yes. Item 4, read minutes of last meeting, motion to approve by Harley Carter and seconded by Deborah Hawthorne. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 5, review expenses paid and to be paid. Motion to approve expenses made by Deborah Hawthorne, seconded by Carly Carter. All voted aye. Motion carried. Item 6, old business, none. Item 7, new business, none. Item 10, adjourned meeting at 7:37 p.m. Deborah Hawthorne made a motion to adjourn, seconded by Carly Carter. All voted aye. Motion carried.
Here, vote to accept these minutes, approval.
Sounded right.
Right. Discuss and or vote on the removal of the fire department chief. I'm going to recount about the last 10 months of the fire department. After that, Jerry will have an opportunity to speak. Then we'll move it on to the council. Alright, Jerry was appointed for approximately $107,000 in the county account. $9,000 left in Caddo, which moved to $116,000. We had another county $100,000 grant come in, put it to $126,000. Every month we get the tax income money, it's in $6,500 to $7,200, $7,300. For 10 months, that would be $65,000, making it approximately $191,000. So out of that $191,000, he said he needed a fire truck, we approved it, approximately $6,735. Alright, then later on, he needed another truck, give $20,000 for it. That brought it to $59,765. So there was approximately $55,000 in there now, in the latest count I got. And according to the statute 11, the mayor's office is the supervisor of the fire department, the council, city council, doubles as the fire council. Gary's only allowed to spend so much money per month on his own, whatever he wants to. The rest of that money, he ain't supposed to come to the council for approval. He does not do that. This other truck he wanted, we got it for him. He came to the council. So that's approximately $55,000, $56,000 that he has not paid. The amount of money is not what I'm going at here. It's the fact that he refuses to work with the city council or me on any purchasing. He just does whatever he wants to, and we have to look at the reports. Now on our April meeting, when we came into the meeting, I asked him, appropriation ledger out for last month. He said, no, it won't come in until about the middle of the month. That was on the 13th. Actually, the ledger came out on the 3rd. I asked him how much money was in there. He said around $60,000. It was actually $53,579. So then, for the April meeting, we didn't get the hold of that on time, and he texted and said he couldn't make it, but there was $68,000 in the account. But according to the ledger, there's $55,834.67. So that's another complaint, that when we ask Gary something, he doesn't come right out and tell us exactly what's in there or when the ledgers came out. So that's a complaint. Another one, let me get over here to my notes. We had a fire out south of town. One of the firefighters, I saw him over to stop. I went over there and said, what's wrong? He said, well, the truck stalls out. Does it every time we drive it 2 or 3 times. I told Gary in front of 2 firefighters, don't put that truck back in service. I will not send a man out there potentially to be destroyed or dead or whatever on a truck that is not fit to go out. The next fire, he sent that same truck back out on the fire and it stalled again. Then we called him up in a meeting and I said, do not put the truck back out. Pull the skid unit, call it the Brinkley's and sell it. That's the truck that brought the $1,400 something. So we just can't do stuff like that. His refusal to work with us in every capacity is what this is all about. Another thing is, I've had several complaints from some of the firefighters, how he speaks to them and threatens them, and I've explained to him before, this is volunteer. You cannot demand somebody comes up. They can't make it. They can't make it. You don't have any right to jump on them, complain to them, or something like that. And then here lately, I've been getting complaints Said he's driving the fire truck for his personal use. So Jerry, you have a floor.
Okay. I think you're misunderstanding the ledger part, because when you were sitting there talking about it, you included the kettle money in with that tax money. And that's entirely two different accounts. The kettle money comes into our city fund, the tax money is an entirely different account. And I've got it right here from our Kelly program that we use to do our RPOs. Our current balance right now is $65,792. So I don't know where you're getting your money from, unless you just don't know how to read it. Second of all, the truck, you said I don't come to you for anything. Number one, did I not come to you about the truck?
Which truck?
Yes or no?
Which truck?
The last one, the one y'all approved for us to get.
You came that to me 2 times. You come to the council.
Okay, it was just a simple yes or no. Did I come to you about boat, well, let's say about boat trucks?
I just said, that's the only 2 times you come before the council.
Okay, nothing else has been spent. And you said I'm only allowed a certain amount to spend, which you have yet to legally have a meeting determining my amount.
We did.
The very first one, it was determined that the meeting was illegal because you were discussing finances in an executive session. And number 2, the driving truck for personal use, not one time. I have been in that truck was because of official business, whether it's going to get parts or something. And the only time it's ever, and it's still official business, about a week or so ago, when the storms were coming in, I had the truck at my house to go out for storm spotting or emergency to go out. And then the whole talking to somebody, I'm gonna go ahead and read these to you real quick. This is the message the other night, okay? I said, and this is to my assistant chief here, where were y'all last night? We were at home. For the call, I was at home. Okay, why didn't y'all show up? Because I was already in bed. I did not hear the call because my phone was on silent. Even if I had, I would not have come because I had a few beers last night. And this is not the first time. This is the 4th time where his phone has either been on silent or he did not hear the radio. And which is unbelievable because they've got 2 radios in that house. They got 2 phones in that house with e-dispatch and everything. And at the time, their nephew was living with them, so that made 3 phones in that house. And then I said, well, I was in bed too. He said, it's volunteer, Gary. I do not have to explain to you every time why I don't show up to a call. And I was like, do you not realize I am the chief at this fire department? And then I said, and I understand the beer thing. And then I get a message back, I'm at work. Do not bother me no more at work. This has been an ongoing problem with him because, and I've heard it from several people around town, even other fire departments, that he was telling people he was the chief before y'all ever voted on it. And then second, been told that he has been out running his mouth with family members and everything, and if I need to, I can bring them in. That he's been pissed off, excuse my French, because he did not get the chief's position.
This is not about him,
But
but
no,
about you.
That's
and your
contradictory to that, to the talking to people. And the 4th thing, or the money, everything that is being used with that money is everything that fire department has needed because of the neglect that city council has let the other fire chiefs do and run them up down there and trash on everything down there. Did not have the equipment. Since I've taken over, we have got new trucks down there to be able to fight all these fires with. Before, when I took it over, there was 4 trucks in there. 2 of them wouldn't even start or run. And then all I've done was only I had 4. And the truck that you said down there on the prairie, you did not say, do not put that back in. You said, we need to get rid of this truck. We went down there and we put, and Sam even said, it's a fuel pump. It's a fuel pump. We went and got a fuel pump, put it in it, it started up, started running. We set it back out because it was running. Then we get to another fire, and that's when the evap system messed up on it, and the fuel came back out of the filler net, and that's when it caught on fire. But we fixed the issue of it stalling down there. That's why it went back out.
The next time it went back out, it's on fire, and I told you don't put it.
No, it was not the next time.
All right, you through? I'll thank you for your comments. For you, you just absolutely refused to work with me or the city council. Every time you brought two times you wanted trucks, both times you come in and said, I need this, we gave it to you.
But yet I don't
And
work
I've
with
always told you, what we are wanting out of this fire department, firstly, is make sure our firefighters are safe. We can't do that if we're spending all the money every month.
Let's say I spent
So,
$600 last month,
I
and the
don't
month
know what
before
you
that
guys
was
want.
$800
I'm saying ever since you have been in the position, you will not work with us. And we had Mark come here to the meeting. He told you you had to work with us.
and he told you you had to work with me, and you've done not that. All you've done is butted against me on everything.
No, all right.
And we sat here and had to beg, and I've got witnesses in here, to let you approve us to get a new $15,000 truck, because you wouldn't let us get anything else. And then we had to do every bit of the work. Install the skid unit, install the pump, we had to do every bit of it. And then the police officer sat here and said he found a unit that was all rigged out and everything. You looked directly at him and said, go get it. There was no balking on it, nothing. I mean, you have proved time and time again you care nothing about this fire department.
Well, let's back up a little on that.
Go ahead, do your vote, do what you gotta do, I'm done speaking.
On the police unit, when we first got the first car, got it running, we started talking to them about getting a second vehicle, because if the person goes down, we have no police department. Also, we were going to get it so we could get somebody to put on the night shift a little bit. Money you're talking about getting that vehicle, we had discussed that for 2 or 3 months. He found that vehicle, he went and got a grant to pay for that vehicle. So it's not like coming in here and saying, hey, I want to buy a new vehicle and us saying go buy it. That's not the way it happens.
Calm down.
When you get money for a grant, we're gonna go ahead and get it.
Okay, I've got something here for you real quick. You can look at these, you can make copies if you want, but you know, it's volunteer and everything. Here's our minutes from the meeting that we had last time, approving our bylaws for the fire department and state bylaws. Which right here on the bylaws, it specifically states, all volunteer firefighters are required to respond to all alarms on a fire or other emergency when notified. That is state, minimum state law. Same signature, everybody's signature that was there at the meeting that received a copy of these. So yes, I can tell them to come. Even though it is volunteer, what volunteer means, you volunteer to serve the community without getting paid.
That's right.
You still volunteer to respond to all calls.
That was safe here, so.
Calm down, Gary.
Right.
Misinterpretation and volunteer.
Well, personally, I would like to add that I know that it was a mess, that he has done a lot to clean it up. And I didn't know about, I knew that there needs to be probably more communication and more maybe balance, but, to my knowledge, I thought he had been doing a good job, honestly, because I didn't know about any of others and that kind of stuff. I do know that Donnie did say, in reference to that truck that was stolen, that he did not want anybody in that before it was, he he didn't want anybody to be stranded in the middle of a field with a burning fire all around them and not be able to, I did hear him say that. I know he said that. That was right after, I think he first got on as chief. So, I mean, I hate seeing that, honestly.
Okay, all you have anything to add? Okay, our bylaws in, statute 11, the mayor can remove the chief unless 2/3 of the council votes against it. So we called and you vote to remove him from office.
I think it's hard. I don't want to have this constantly going on here. It's going on, it's always something. You get him out, you can have everybody down this.
Yes, absolutely.
All we want to do is just, you know,
Is it but
work, man, work. Yeah, I'll leave. If this is the deal here where you want to, you need something, I don't think anybody's going to slide you, give you what you need, man. But at the same time, you can work with us.
Yeah. Gary. Gary.
Yes.
I asked a question right quick. You come to most of the meetings and you have a verbal report. And you bring something in writing. I mean, like what y'all have done in writing, so that, and any request that you want to make needs to be in writing. I think a lot of that, if it was in writing, I mean, you can't say that's hearsay, that's, I said this or I said that. If it's in writing, and, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I can do it in writing, but the last 2 meetings since we had this discussion about him wanting to know what the finances were, except for the last meeting, and that's when Kenny Dowell was not there. We did not get the ledger report because he'd been in the hospital. He had
That's
a major surgery, and he still wasn't even at the last meeting.
But that's one meeting out of.
No, that's in the last 2 meetings.
Oh, well, 2
So 2
meetings.
months. So only way I can get an appropriate thing is pull it up on the computer and do a screenshot of it. And I think there's actually a function on there where I can turn off the ledger part.
You said the last 2 months, they didn't have ledgers?
We didn't get them at the association meeting. No, we didn't.
No, I have both of them out here.
Well, that's probably because you went to the courthouse and got them.
They can send that right to your phone or email.
I can show you how to do
This
that.
whole thing about if you refuse to do what you're supposed to do for the ordinance,
Calm down.
It's good. But I've done verbal reports of what we spent every month. The last 2-3 months, what we spent. I just didn't have the dollar amount that was in the account or how much went into it because I did not have that paper. But I told you what we spent. We had spent, the AT&T bill, which is every month.
well, we know you've got to spend utilities. We're not talking about that. We're talking about all this other money you spend without even coming to us for anything.
Okay.
You just cut us completely out, and you just said, I'm not doing it, I have a right to spend it.
Let me ask you a question. You said I had a budget of $1,000, right?
Right.
Without coming to you.
Right.
So why are you throwing that back in my face if I'm spending this money without coming to you? I don't have to come to you if it's under 1,000.
But you're spending almost everything that comes in there,
No.
Gary.
Really, that's why 3 months ago it was at 40-something thousand and it's sitting at 65 now.
I'm looking at it on the paper.
But I've had to explain that to you about 4 or 5 times because you don't understand it.
Well, you don't seem to understand it. I can look at this and see what it says up there. Anybody can.
All right.
Can anybody talk or not?
Um,
Can anybody talk or just?
No.
Okay.
This is between me, Gary, and the county.
and
It really should have been done in an executive session then.
Yes.
Should have been done in executive.
Because you cannot discuss disciplinary actions to the public.
Well, you can this.
So you're saying this should be in an executive session?
By law, it has to be.
All right.
but you've already broke that, so. Cannot discuss you cannot discuss finances in an executive session. That has to be public. And you cannot discuss disciplinary actions in the open public. Has to be executives.
Nope. Cannot.
Cannot discuss any personnel matters.
At all.
And
So you've done violated every bit of it, so.
Well, I moved to the executive session meeting, now let me say this right now. I'm not saying I've never made a mistake, and any council's never made a mistake, but I'll guarantee they're honest mistakes, and when we make a mistake, we're gonna do everything we can to make it right, and not make it
You can
again.
never do change. You shouldn't even have a say, because you don't even live in town. Go to the courthouse, you don't live in
I
town.
don't know what land is now, we do.
You need to live in town.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. To be a mayor, you're residents. You have to be a resident.
Okay, shh. Y'all calm down. Y'all aren't helping anything right now. Calm down.
We're moving on, we were serving executive session for this, and should legally, if that's what it's supposed to be. Because I'll guarantee you, we want everything done illegal, and like I said,
Oh, you said you're moving on, it's not, sir.
That don't count, but anyway, you do have a lot of support here,
Yes, ma'am.
but, I'll give y'all get along. I want it done right. I think we can't have people. Well, there's one.
Well, here's the thing. I've already got.
Gary.
No, I'm just telling you.
Gary, stop.
there's two men flipping that, so it never changes. And, another fire chief would not work with us, would not do what we're supposed to. So,
He still
we thought we had a man that would, but we're gonna have to get together on some stuff. That's all there is to it right there. Have you held a fire department report this month?
You what?
Fire department report.
We responded so far this month, 9 calls. One being, let's see. I don't know. There was one, that was in the last month. Most of the ones that we've had has been medical calls. And we have, we've got approximately $65,792.09 in the account. We had a 308 deposit of $6,537. And we had another 308, which was $1,800. I was able to get that $1,400 for that truck up to the $1,800 because they knew we were upset about it. So they gave us the $2,000, then took the commission that was deposited this month into the county. Yeah. Yep.
Is that typical?
It varies. It depends on the tourist amount up there. It can range anywhere from 6,000 to 8,500, anywhere in that range. Just depends on how many rentals and stuff they have up there.
All right, police report. Rick?
And now we're still waiting on the results of the grant for the protocol. That thing could take up to 2 to 3 months. They've already told us sometime. The other grants for the radios, the body cams, and anything else that we're looking at, there's certain requirements we have to meet. In the new department, I'm working on getting that done. We're getting really close, so it should just be a matter of time. The other thing, court is going good. We took a lot of, information in on how to do it right, how to do it correctly, but with the report thing that she gets, her clerk database, I can't remember what it's called, but that's actually got worked out and it's really smooth working on that, to get it completely done, up and going. I think it is, you have to speak with her. And then as far as that goes, but the printer and everything that we looking at, we got it purchased. I canceled the order before anyone had to reimburse me, so I didn't even have to pay money out of my pocket like I was going to. But we did get one paid for, it's ready to go. We're just waiting on, well, actually kind of waiting on Michaela to finish up her few things, and then I will get with OMAG and OLEDs and get all that situation where we can do the tickets over the phone, scan everything in, and print them off there, which will in turn save us money. And other than that, everything's going smooth, it's just slow and steady, being a new department. And I am working on trying to get reserves so I can have some night coverage around here. I can't be here 24/7 as much as I'd like to, but I do the best I can with what I've got, and I am working on getting a reserve, possibly two. But as of now, I've got a couple in mind, but nothing solid, so it just takes time on that too. So other than that, everything else is good, just forward progress, but takes time.
But we've got trucks stopping going down South Main. Number 10, the expenses to be paid. We can't do that because like I said, we're taking in the hospital. We'll have to set up a meeting for next week. We have to table those things.